our next speaker is Misch Fretwell. Now, Misch joined us at RSVIP, I think, just over a year ago now, and is in her second year of business, I believe, in marketing for Chatterbox Consulting. I absolutely love Misch's brand, actually. Really strong brand, and she's literally flying, in what she's doing, and seeing some really great things coming from what she's doing. She's just written an ebook as well, so I'll plug her for you, Misch, if you don't want to do that yourself. But Misch is basically a marketing consultant which specialises in customer care and retention, and she helps clients to grow their business by working with you to create stronger relationships, which is the key word tonight, with your existing customer base, which is really interesting. So Misch is going to cover the topic of how to be remembered by your customers, old and new, during COVID-19 and beyond.
Fiona, I can't see Misch anywhere on here, so I'm hoping...
Oh, stick your hand up, Misch. She's got the party background, the streamers like mine. She's waving at you.
She is. She's unmuted anyway. I think she can. She's unmuted herself, the rebel. So off you go. Oh no, she's not. Hang on, let me unmute you. There you go. Yeah, no, you. Oh, maybe I've just muted you and you've unmuted. Hang on, this is going to work one day. I am unmuting you.
You unmute your microphone. Can you hear me?
Warning.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yay! Hello, everybody. This is the first time I've ever spoken to this many people, and I'm quite glad that they're not in front of me. It's quite daunting. A lot of what I was going to talk about has been discussed already, so I'll try and sort of skirt around that and put a few other bits in. But one of the things that I wanted to say at the moment with any talks you're going to, any work you're trying to do, our brains are working on overdrive at the moment. So if you're tired and you can't take in information as you used to be able to, just don't worry too much about it, because what happens you'll know that this, perhaps from driving a car, once you've got used to driving, you just remember how to do it automatically. How many times have you driven and you've forgotten the journey? But when you're learning a new skill, it takes up so much more of your brain power. And that's what we're all doing in life in general at the moment. So all of this can be quite daunting, especially when you have been faced with just having all of your business wiped out. So what I'd suggest is if as and when you can, just take in small bits of information to move forward and to make those plans like Paul was talking about, because plans are going to be really, really important. They might just take a little bit more time now. I personally am quite enjoying how things have slowed down. I don't feel like there's so much pressure on me, and I think it might be because we're all in the same boat, so I don't feel like I'm missing out if I don't make it to an event or I don't make it to an online event or anything like that. So that's my take on this at the moment. I'm enjoying slowing down. Talking about, Vicky, you said about what's people's views on Richard Branson. We were talking about relationships tonight, and I was going to ask the audience, can you think of three businesses that you're going to remember after this? 3 businesses you're not going to remember, which you probably won't have even thought about. But can you remember anyone? Anyone you don't remember? Hang on, wait, I've written this down, bear with me. Anyone you can think of you haven't heard from while this has been going off, either within like the local Nottingham business community or further afield? And how are you going to feel if and when they pop up after all this is over and go, right, bye from me now? How is that going to make you feel as a consumer? So I'd urge you not to do that. Don't be one of those businesses, even if you are finding it incredibly hard at the moment and don't really know what to say. Try not to be one of those people. Just get involved in the conversation more than perhaps you may have been if you haven't already. Your existing customer bases are really, really important because they're a lot easier to sell to, I guess. Because they bought from you already, it's a lot easier to get more business from these people because they already know you than it is to get business from new customers. So keeping in contact with those existing customers, even if they haven't bought from you in the immediate time before this or just now, you're likely to have a base of customers who you can contact. And I'd urge you to get on the telephone to them if your customer base is small enough, and just ask them if they need your support with anything. Email's great as well. I'm going to try and talk about a few more tactical things, I guess, to carry on from the conversations we've already had between us this evening. Getting on the phone and having conversations, sending emails out, text messages if you've got a text message, a list of phone numbers, etc. Share what other businesses are doing as well, especially if you're a B2B business. Share what other businesses are doing. If you, hello? Can you also hear me?
Sorry, I have no idea what was going on there. That looked very interesting.
It's all right. Am I still here?
You're still there, Mish.
Yeah, you can still hear me. I'll carry on rabbiting on then. Yeah, share what other businesses are doing. So there's so much innovation happening at the moment, and so much value being given that you wouldn't usually see. Tips and hints and valuable content of tutorials and funny videos, and people are getting so much more creative, even though they perhaps think they don't have time or think they aren't creative people. So share this stuff, because you never know who it's going to hit. You never know who it's going to resonate with, and you never know who's going to get value from that. And I think for me, before all this kicked off, strangely, I felt community was waning a little bit. It was more difficult to build a community. I don't know where I got to before I crashed.
So what we did, we were talking about what we picked up on while you were gone, is about, you mentioned really interestingly about some companies that have gone quiet recently, and
yes.
Mark Smith mentioned Boots was one that we've just discussed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've gone pretty quiet, I think. And then other people, Gemma said that she'd remember her local Turkish restaurant, local wine supplier. I don't know if that means that they've gone quiet or that they're staying visible. Not too sure. Yeah. So I don't know if you've got any other.
One of the things for me is smaller businesses, and how they've diversified has just amazed me. How fast they've worked to get deliveries out and just completely change their entire business model. And I think that it would be really great if we can get back to a small business community, because that would be just incredible for people who run their own businesses. Obviously, large corporations, some of them are being frowned upon quite a lot for the way that they are looking after their people, which is it's never good press, that, if you're not looking after your people, because they are so important. I was talking, are you going back to keeping your relationships with your existing or new customers going? A couple of tactical things. Facebook groups at the moment, although there is so much noise out there, Facebook groups are a great one to talk to other people and build community. And whether it be, there's a lot either business-based groups, but also mutual aid groups as well. So you can have there's a couple online. I've actually set one up for a marketing support group for B2C businesses, just to create conversation and help for people who might be a little bit stuck at the moment. But there's a lot around, which I'll post some links to, perhaps, that you can join if you want. And it just creates a bit more community online if you're not able to get out to these, you don't have that many networking events around or anything like that. And the only other thing that I wanted to talk about really was help within your corporate social responsibility, and help within your local community if it's safe for you to do so. So one of the things that's going to be really good with relationships and being remembered after the end of this is getting involved in your local communities in any way possible, whether it's a local village or creating something digitally to support people if you're not able to get out and about. And also charities, they're struggling a lot at the moment because they aren't able to go out to fundraising events. So there may be local charities or national charities that you would like to partner with, that you could help support in some way. And on a final note, what I'd like to say is just pick up the phone and ask if your customers and audiences are okay. It will mean the world to them, and they will remember it. That's it.